Hi, I'm Dr. Terry Gallagher. I want to welcome you back to another episode of Come and See, where we look at the hope for the future when our faith guides our use of technology rather than our greed. You know, yesterday we ran down to Key Largo to go see the coral reefs on a flat bottom boat, and while we were there, we realized the coral reefs are being heavily damaged by climate change, the warming of the oceans, as well as the carbon pollution that makes the oceans more acidified. So we were kind of disappointed in how few fish we saw. But on our way out to the coral reefs, the boat drove through mangrove coastal wetlands. And it was really important to see those mangrove trees with their big roots digging deep in. Why is that important? Because wetlands, especially coastal wetlands, take the carbon out of the air and put it into the ground. So coastal wetlands fulfill three functions. Number one, they're important for the balance of nature, for wildlife and for cleaning up pollution and for nutrients. But number two, because of those deep roots going in and the scrub brush that's there, they help resist coastal erosion from the storms that arise from the seas. And we know from climate change, heating up the oceans, the storms are only going to get greater, more frequent, and more intensive. And so we need the coastal wetlands with those mangrove trees and the other deep vegetation resisting those storms, which are going to reclaim the sea line into the ocean. But the third thing that they do, and this is really critical, is when things die or when green things pull the pollution out of the air and put it in the soil out of photosynthesis, they become a carbon sink. What does that mean? That means that they hold great amount of carbon in the soil, which if released would cause even greater, faster global warming. It's kind of like the frozen tundra up north that we're worried about thawing. Coastal wetlands, like forests, sequester carbon into the ground. In fact, they're 3 times better at doing it than forests are. So it becomes critical that we protect coastal wetlands like the Everglades and the other wetlands that are across the globe. In truth, we've destroyed a lot of the coastal wetlands because we like beaches and we like resorts. And those tear down the wetlands and we bring in this nice pretty sand and we build our resorts right on it. We need those coastal wetlands, and so we have to work very strongly to protect the ones that we have, and we need to bring about efforts to restore some of the ones that we lost. The more that we do, the more we resist the storms that are rising out of the sea, the more carbon we keep in the soil so that it doesn't fuel global change, as well as protecting God's creation. You know, in the Gospel of Mark, there's a story of Jesus going out onto the Galilean Sea with his disciples, and he falls asleep in the back of the boat. And while he's asleep, a great storm arises, and the disciples are fearful for their lives. And so they awaken Jesus, and Jesus gets up and he rebukes the storm, and the sea's calm. And the disciple says, "Who is this that even the winds obey?" God, in the wisdom of his creation, he gave us the means to withstand the storms of life. It's our foolishness that we destroy them. So when we destroy coastal wetlands, when we increase the pollution that's in the sky that's fueling the storms, we're destroying the future for our kids. So for my kids and your kids, my grandkids and your grandkids, it's vital that we protect those coastal wetlands, keep that carbon in the ground, protect the erosion from the storms, balance life as part of the ecological systems. Can we do this? Absolutely. All it takes is for our faith to guide our investments rather than Wall Street. And so if we invest in the future of our kids, my kids and your kids, my grandkids and your grandkids, then we will protect those coastal wetlands, we'll restore coastal wetlands, we'll keep that pollution in the ground rather in the atmosphere where it'll heat up and destroy our lives. We can do this. You and I, people of goodwill, people of ethics, people of faith, can come together to maintain the coastal wetlands and the other 100 necessary things we need to do to protect the future for our kids. We can do this. See you next time on Come and See. We'll explore yet one more technology that when faith guides it, the future for our kids is good rather than dangerous. Take care.
And faith is not in knowing, it's a willingness to learn. And faith is found in loving when there's nothing in return. So come and see, around the bend, look my friend, and what could be? Come with me, come with me. There's so much more to know, so come and see. There's so much more to know, so come and see.